Well, let's check in on the Kenyan market, and of course we saw strong demand coming through for I&M today, which reverse listed through City Trust. Looking at the overall NSE 20, however, the market down by 0.8%. On the currency front, of course the shilling has been weak against the dollar, but we're seeing a bit of a rebound at this level, up ever so slightly there by around 0.1%. 86 shillings to the dollar is what we're seeing it trading at this hour. Let's cross over to Nairobi, get an update on some of the factors driving the bourse on the day. Kamati Ekau, independent analyst, is our market watcher for the day. Kamati, let's just get your perspective on what I&M brings to the market when it comes to an opportunity to invest in a new bank there. And of course, it was initially there was City Trust, and they've got this reverse listing, so that merger deal which takes place. Does it offer competition to the likes of Equity and KCB?
Very good afternoon to you. I actually beg to differ in terms of it being an outright competitor to KCB and Equity, because the market space that I&M Bank plays in seems to be quite different. They prefer to play in a more niche market space, very technologically driven, and to cater towards the more the higher end of the middle income of Kenya and the region at that. So I&M Bank, we have a very good actually holding in terms of the geographic space that I&M Holdings plays in. They are well established in Tanzania as far as Mauritius. So it really is pretty much of a different pie, so to speak, as from what KCB or Equity Bank plays in. Those two prefer to play much more broadly on the retail side of things, while I&M is a bit more of a niche focused kind of a player.
From a shareholder perspective, 25% return on capital certainly looks lucrative. Would that not be a reason to invest in the stock?
Yes, there's been actually a lot of investor excitement on the listing of this particular company today. And one of the things actually we saw is that it's not per se the banking unit that has been listed, but it's actually more classified as one of the investment companies on the NSE. So those are some of the more intricate details as far as I&M is concerned. But looking at the returns, they are absolutely quite lucrative. I&M Bank, it has a much lower risk based in terms of who they lend to, very conservative in terms of their lending, and those very favorable return numbers that you're mentioning are actually some of the things that would draw one to this particular company. I quickly mentioned that it has a quite a diverse Eastern African presence, and that is one of the things that every investor out there is looking for. Not only a Kenyan-centric play, but more of an Eastern African play, and we're seeing the likes of Equity coming in to actually bolster their Pan-African operations. So I&M Bank is an absolutely fantastic company to watch. The company is closed at 100 shillings to the share today. So it's something that will definitely be on the speak of the market for the week to come.
Certainly more opportunities to invest in Kenya. When it comes to the banking sector, also announcements of a national bank poaching the head of corporate banking or corporate lending at CFC Stanbic Bank, Samson Okero, and they're looking to grow their corporate banking offering, and of course very strong on the retail front. Do you like the move that they're looking to diversify when it comes to their earnings stream?
Yes, I think National Bank really has gotten a new lease of life. We have seen them rebrand over the past month, and that has really turned eyes in terms of giving a fresh look at the bank as a whole. But that aside, we're also looking at what's happening on the C-suite. The company is a corporate suite in terms of management changes that they're making, and we're seeing them attract top talent across the market. And but it's not something specific to National Bank. We've seen this happen also with the likes of Equity, KCB, National Bank now, and so it's something that's quite interesting to look into. But this particular move to bring in more of a corporate professional, more of a corporate banking professional on board is absolutely fantastic, because that is one of the areas that National Bank seems to have let go over its troubled history over the past 10, 15 years or so. So by bringing such solid management on board, we hope that the bank will be able to get out there and reinvigorate the corporate banking sphere as a whole.
And of course, restructuring taking place there, led by consultancy firm McKinsey. So let's see how this one plays out for National Bank. Turning to East African breweries, there's a new tax there that could hit Senator Beer. I mean, this accounts for, or Senator Beer that is, accounts for around 1/10 of their revenue. So it is important to EBIL. Do you see this as a big concern going forward when you look at direction of the stock right now?
Yes, actually, it actually is one thing to be cautious about when you look at the East African breweries stock. We saw that actually the last financial year they did not perform as well as was hoped. So with this new measure that would increase taxation on their lower end brand, which is a Senator, and this will definitely have a huge increase in terms of the company's a huge reduction in terms of the company's profitability, the profits from this particular brand. Unfortunately for EABL, they don't quite publish the contributions or rather the income streams from their different brands. But this is one of the moves that is expected to put further pressure on that particular stock. Although we are very confident that the company is on solid footing in terms of its management structure. But one of the things that we're seeing across in Kenya is that the taxman is very, very hawkish in terms of identifying new opportunities to bring in taxation. And we were speaking earlier about Safaricom's and this new financial service that they offer. Keep in mind that Kenya was one of the first companies globally, one of the first countries globally to actually tax mobile payment transactions. So with the taxman now turning his eye on liquor and EABL's products, we hope that it doesn't bring EABL to a very unfavorable competitive space, especially considering the imports that we now have, and much worse, the very cheap, lethal local brews that we have.